everybody. How you doing? My name is Scott Kveton. I run a company called Odava here in Portland, Oregon. We're an Oregon-based company. Can I get a quick raise of hands of people who consume cannabis? Okay, pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. So I'm going to come out. I'm going to tell you right now, I consume cannabis. I have done it before in the past. You don't have to clap. It's okay. When I was in college, and I'll be totally honest, I grew pot with my dad. I did. I really did. And what's been interesting to me is to see this change that has happened and what is, let's be honest, the most disruptive, the most interesting industry that's happening right now. Not just, I'm a tech guy, and this is just, it's been crazy to watch this whole thing happen. And I went to Colorado a couple months ago, 6, 8, 9 months ago, and when you go to dinner somewhere, like right now in Oregon, you bring a bottle of wine. You maybe bring a side dish. And in Colorado, for the last couple of years, they bring some pot. They do, right? I mean, they really do. Like that's what happens now. And that's what's happening in this space. And to me, it's super, super exciting. So now that I've come out and said this, how many of you actually consume marijuana? Like, let's be honest. You don't. Oh, it's fewer hands. That's weird. I freaked everybody out. This is freaking awesome. Okay, so I've spent the last, I don't know, 20 years in technology, and I sort of set my sights on this space about 1.5 years ago, and just sort of said, God, you know, cannabis is so interesting. It's really, really, it's growing like crazy, and there's a whole bunch of problems with it. And so as I went around and met with growers, processors, producers, as I talked to these folks, I saw that there's all these great, great products that are out there that people really, really want to consume, but they don't know anything about it. They go into their bud tender and they learn a little bit about it, and then they go home and they're like, I don't really know what I got in my bag. And so what we're trying to build are software solutions for the entire cannabis industry that help connect consumers with the next big brands, right? So I am a member of the Oregon Cannabis Association. We've spent a lot of time lobbying for the companies here in the state that are doing this today. And when we were in DC, and you know, we'd spent 4 days lobbying, we did like 10,000 meetings, whatever. We finished up and we're like, God, let's all go get a drink. So we went down Pennsylvania Avenue, like not right in front of the White House, because you have to go much further down before you get a bar. And every single bar had Deschutes on tap or in a bottle, right? And let's be honest, finally when the feds, you know, deschedule it or they drop the borders or whatever they do, no one's going to say like, oh man, I want some weed from Ohio. They're not. They're not going to say that. They want it from Oregon because we are the best at what we do. Yeah. Not only do we brew the best beer, we distill the best spirits, we do all this stuff. And the same thing is true, and everybody's talked about it, about what we've done. And so this is where we come in. By the way, and this is a side note, I'm totally going to run out of time, but
we will stretch out a little bit.
No, it's okay. I will. We're going to do our demo. To sit in front of Earl Blumenauer and Wyden and Merkley, and to have them say that this is the industry that's going to be amazing for Oregon over the next couple of years is, come on, you have to admit that's weird. That's nuts, right? And it's because they see that this is something we've done for years under the radar, and now we get to tax it. And honestly, hey, great, let's tax this thing and let this help our schools and our communities and all those. Fantastic! I can't wait. I can't wait to pay taxes for that stuff. But it was just nuts to see it. Anyways, and another aside, if you've ever been in tech and had to convince someone the size of an industry, when I do this for cannabis, people are like, yeah, stop talking about this. We get it. People smoke pot. Like, it's people smoke pot, right? We know, and it is. And when you look at the numbers, it's nuts. It is the fastest growing industry in the US, bar none, right? So here's where we come in, and this is what we want to do. When I've gone and visited growers and processors, producers, dispensaries, all this kind of stuff, the software just, oops, sorry. Oh. You're cutting me off. Well, the hard way. That's okay. The software is just not that good. Everything has sort of compliance in mind. And to me, me, I want to help build a software company here in Oregon that is helping the next Deschutes, the next Rogue, the next whatever become whatever they are. Consumers won't know who we are, and that's fine. But we really want to connect consumers with the next big brand. That's really our goal. And then there's a whole bunch of issues around cash only, the tax issues, compliance, data, all these kinds of things that we want to help with because it's a tough space. And so when we look at the value chain, you have all these consumers who are coming to the space who don't know anything about it. They want to learn. They come in, they spend 15, 20 minutes with the bartenders, and they learn a little bit. And they want to connect with these growers, these processors, these producers, these edibles manufacturers, all that kind of stuff. And it's hard because today they have to use all this different software, right? It's a pain. Like I don't want to update a Leafly menu. I'm sorry, Leafly, you're here. Love you guys. You've done a phenomenal job, but it's hard. And again, I want to help build the brands for the dispensaries. I want to help build the brands for the products. I want consumers to connect with those folks. That's what we're building here. And our first product that we're launching, we actually it's in the App Store now. It's called Register. We're doing point of sale. There's a whole bunch of other stuff that's happening down the road here that's coming up. So that's what we do. It's an online, sorry, I'll go back real quick. Online menu, we're gonna have debit card integration, we've got compliance, we've got a whole bunch of stuff that's baked into this thing that really makes life easier for these people in the dispensaries, but also helps the consumers understand the product they're getting and connect to these brands and help build these brands and build, fantastic products. And so, so that's what we do.
Demo.
Let's do we'll be the only demo tonight. You ready, Houston? It's gonna help me out. Can we swap this thing in?
Yeah,
it's gonna work.
Yeah. Hit it, Houston.
Boy, live demos are the best. Hey, can I ask? Wow, that's really bright. I need somebody who feels comfortable taking out their ID and having it scanned. Go. All right. As long as you haven't it hasn't burned out in your wallet or whatever. You may or may not. No, I won't. I swear, I won't. No one will see that. I'm gonna do the backside. Okay. Hold on a sec.
Okay. All your personal information's up right now. Anyways.
Everybody, hey, don't look at this. Okay. So everybody, just be nice. Oh, hey, look at that. That's my personal information there too. Okay, if anyone wants to steal my identity, you got it right here. So we've started with a point of sale system, and again, we've spent a lot of time going into dispensaries, walking through the workflow, what makes life easy, and what Houston's doing right now is our system actually will allow you, and you'll see this here in a hot second. Yeah. No, the bottom. There you go. The bottom. You got this. Live demos are the best.
It's dark. We need some more light. Bring up the lights.
There we go. You got it. Oh, look at that. God, 2 people popped in. That's so amazing.
Too much light.
You're too close. You're too close.
There we go.
Right. Bam. New customer. It is a new customer. Gosh darn it. Okay, so they're in there. Sorry, Chad, your information's also going to get stolen. Sorry. And so then we can check customers in, and now they can actually go through the whole process. And what we tried to do is look at this as what's the workflow for how do we make life easy for not only the consumer, but how do they consume product responsibly? How do they understand what they're getting? And that's really the focus that we're trying to do. And then also hopefully build a bunch of fantastic brands, or help build a bunch of fantastic brands here in Oregon. And then go check them in, save them, and then check them in, would you? Please. There we go. God, I love live demos. This is ridiculous.
There we go.
Check in. There we go. Cannonball. All right, Chad, hey, let's buy some product. What do you want, Chad? You want some Blue Dream? You want a duffel bag? What do you want?
Half-ounce Blue Dream.
Half-ounce of Blue Dream. Well, I'll tell you what. We gotta go. You haven't confirmed your medical eligibility, so we're gonna go with with less than that. So let's do some. Let's give him a hat. Let's throw a hat in there. Let's do whatever, and then he'll pay with cash. Whatever, that's fine. And then here we go. And okay, so bam, we pay with. He's going to pay with $100 because he's dropping. You know. Yeah, you got it. Anyways, so again, it's just a system that allows people to connect with this. But we tried to take out the. This is a point of sale system. This is a compliance solution. This is a whatever it is. We want to, again, we want to connect consumers with brands. We want to help build brands. And so that's what we're doing. And he got Chad, $11. Come on up. And no, I'm just kidding. You don't get $11. All right, that's what we got. Thank you guys for taking the time. Questions? Fire away.
Where'd you get the name?
Where'd you get the name? You know, so much like my last company, Urban Airship, we weren't sure what we were going to do in the cannabis industry, so we chose a name that was short, easy to remember, didn't mean anything, because what does Urban Airship mean? Let's be honest. So anyways, that's where we came up with Odava. 5 letters. Go ahead.
What is your plan for the future to connect the consumers to the brands?
Well, so it's a broader story. It's one that I didn't feel comfortable sharing in 5 minutes. Happy to share with you afterwards. But really, you know, in my conversations with these growers, processors, producers, they have phenomenal stories. And that story doesn't get all the way up through the dispensary to the bud tender, to the consumer. And then more importantly, the consumer can't connect back. And so we have a bunch of solutions that are coming out. We actually have 3 products that we're launching. They're going to help do that, as well as solve the problems around seed to sale, you know, compliance, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
When do you think it'll be possible to reliably manage payments with something other than cash?
So when do you think it'll be possibly reliable to manage anything with, other than cash? I've had probably like 400 conversations in the last like 6 months with people who said like, no, we got this. And it's all cash. And the fact is that any ATM, any debit processing, any credit card solution in a dispensary today is sort of like saying, yeah, actually, we're actually just a retail, you know, we're like a bodega or we're a convenience store, whatever. That's what they're saying to get that in the store. So it's going to come, it's going to happen. And I'll be candid that 2016 is going to be super interesting with the election coming up. That can change this whole beast. Not only the whole conversation around cannabis, but also the banking piece. So my answer is I don't have an answer. Yeah. Last question. Oh, the person jumping in the back, maybe?
Who are you wearing?
Who am I wearing? I don't know. I don't know.
What questions is that?
Pronto. That's what I'm wearing.
It's pointed.
That's what I'm wearing. That's what it says on the inside. So thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.